welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a road trip from Sydney, 200 kilometres to a place called Nelson Bay. So we're just heading on the freeway now, so we should arrive. We should use around 50% of our battery, so that's more than enough for one day. And I don't know if you can see, but in front of us we got another Atto free on the road, so we're just going to follow him on the freeway, sitting at doing 110. It's a little bit of wind noise on the windscreen, but not too much. I still, according to the figures I've seen, this is still one of the quietest cars on the freeways, even quieter than Mercedes. So yeah, so really enjoying it so far. So I'm just happy to sit in the middle lane now, where before I used to always rush, drive 110 to get to where I wanted to go. But now I know that, like, driving slower uses less power. I sort of tend to stay in the middle lane now and relax more when I'm driving. So it's actually a bit of a win-win for me, I think. So with the intelligent cruise control, it just keeps you a safe distance from the car in front. I've really adjusted to it now, so I'm a bit of a old driver, not in a hurry anymore, just cruising along. And what for, you might save 5 minutes or so, but it's a lot more enjoyable just letting the car do the driving for you. Just arrived at Port Stephens, and we're going to go head up to a lookout called Gan Lookout. Just around the corner. Oh, if anybody, so check out these waratahs. Wow, waratah season. It's a native flower of New South Wales. Let me have a look at one when we stopped. So we just arrived at Gan Lookout. So this is the Gan Lookout at Port Stephens. So this is just coming into Shoal Bay. This is winter in Australia. It's pretty good, 21 degrees. Okay, so we just arrived in Shoal Bay, and we're going to do the one of these walks here, Wreck Beach, Box Beach. We'll see how we go, or Fingal Bay. So the views here are really good, so let's hope we get to see some nice things while we're here. And off we go, up the hill. And there's the car park we just parked in. So heading up the mountain now. Some of the birds in the background. Hope you can hear that. Okay, so after about 1.2 k's of mountain climbing, we finally arrived at Wreck Beach. I'm surprised to see there's other people here as well, so I don't know where they came from. But here it is. So we just arrived at Shoal Bay. Across the road's a Thai shop, so we've got a perfect spot for lunch. And this is what Shoal Bay looks like. It's a pretty decent view. Let's go have lunch. So the lunch special just arrived, ginger beef and get a nice view out there. Another good one, $13.90. This is amazing in Australia with a view like this. So we're going to finish off with the dessert, which is the sticky rice custard, I think it is. So it looks yummy, and that's the end of lunch. So we've just driven up from Sydney to Shoal Bay, and it was 220 k's, and we used 50% of battery, which is better than I expected. But I know they're using the new dynamic range thing, and it's still not right, because when I drive around the city, I get 180 kilometers on 50% battery, and it says I've got 240 left, and there's no way that's going to happen. So some funny stuff going on with these with these meters. I guess it's like petrol cars; they don't want you to know exactly how much range you get, so it's not as much as what they always state. But still, I'm pretty happy with the range we got, and I think on average, around 13. It varied between 13 and 15 on the way up here on the freeway, so some parts 110. I was using 15, and if I'm doing 80 or 90, then it drops down to 13. So pretty happy with that. Now the next challenge is going to be to find somewhere to charge in this area, because so that'll be interesting. Hopefully I can charge at the hotel. I've already checked with the hotel; they don't even have one EV charger in a huge hotel. But we'll see if we can find a power point somewhere to plug the car in. For those looking for an EV charger, I've actually found one in the middle of Nelson Bay, and it's on number 1 Stockton Street at the Seabreeze Hotel. It's not on PlugShare yet, but it's here. I tried to use it, but the proprietor of the pub said it's not been commissioned yet. But there's 2 spots here, and hopefully it's going to be in use, because it's the only public charger in Nelson Bay that I could find. So come on, Nelson Bay, you've got to do better. If you want tourists to come here, you need some EV chargers. So it looks like dramas for charging in Nelson Bay. So everyone who has chargers here is all private. So you've got to go and request that the owner let you charge the car. And if they say yes, then they're going to charge you whatever they want to charge you. And this time it's going to be $20 for 3 hours charge, but it's a Tesla charger, and it's only charging at 3 kilowatts. So I'm going to have to pay for 10 kilowatts of battery. I'm going to have to pay $2 a kilowatt hour. So I'm not paying that. So it looks like we're going to look for another charger. So I've done a deal with the proprietor of the hotel, because we're not staying here. It would be $20 till 8 o'clock with 3 kilowatt charging, which is 3 hours charging, 9 kilowatts for $20. But she said we can leave the car here overnight and pick it up tomorrow. So that's 12 hours. So I should get 50%. I should get about 40 kilowatts. So that's okay. 50 cents a kilowatt hour. That's a pretty good deal. The Seabreeze Hotel. There is one next door in the pub if anyone's coming in the future. But the same thing, it's private owned. You're going to have to go ask the pub if you can use their charger. It's just crazy what's going on here in Nelson Bay. I don't really understand. But anyway, that's how things work around here. No public chargers, so very, very, very strange. So New South Wales this is a major tourist attraction in New South Wales, and there's not even one charger here that you can use. Not even one public charger. You have to ask everybody to use their private chargers. It's just stupid. And I don't know, these grants are all going to waste, because they're all being installed on private property, and the public can't ever use them. Morning everyone. Had a nice day here at Nelson Bay. Stayed in looks like a 100-room hotel maybe. Not one EV charger. So that was a bit of a disappointment. So we've had to park 1 kilometre away and pay another hotel. It's $20 for a charge. And so now we're going to walk there after we have breakfast and pick up the car. Nelson Bay is very unusual. There's no council This is a very high, a big tourist town, and there's no EV chargers here. I find it amazing. And the EV chargers that are here, they're all owned by private owners, and they all only want to give it to their guests. So that's a really unusual situation. Just come back to pick up my car. The only problem is the charger is the Tesla, and it's a 3-phase, and so single phase is only 3.4 kilowatts. So yeah, don't expect a fast charge. You want to stay overnight. All right, back to exploring Nelson Bay with a full charge. I'm happy EV driver again. Just going to do a little range test going back from Nelson Bay back home to Sydney. So it's about 200 kilometres. So just reset everything and we'll see how we go. Okay, we just arrived back in Sydney, 192 kilometres, and I started with 99% battery, so that makes it 98% battery. It's not bad. Just going 100, 110 with aircon, half on, half off. So yeah, I was pretty impressed by that, but I'm sure the next 50% is not going to last as long as the first 50. But still, I'm happy with the range. So it was another good trip. And thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.